Hey everyone, the fantasy captains are here. We're gonna do
together today.
Cup check. We're gonna do a little something different instead of just a sit start with a few guys. We're gonna go game by game and give you all of our sit starts by game. We figured it'll be more helpful for you guys, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to give you guys some helpful tips here.
Yeah. So game one is Rams. Rams, Pittsburgh Steelers. It's actually a pick 'em in the line. Over under is one of the highest this week at 48. So a lot of good players in this game. Frank, who you like? And you want to take the Rams? I'll take the Steelers.
Sure, sure. So Gurley's a possibility this week. I don't think he's going to get a heavy workload. But if you're desperate, you might be able to play him. But he's going to be splitting with I think Mason and maybe even Cunningham might get some reps.
He's like the third down.
I don't know. Nick Foles, I don't know. If you're desperate, I would play him. The Pittsburgh defense is okay. But
daily fantasy, I like him in 20 play. He's not highly owned, and he's got a good matchup, and it'll be cheap this week.
Yeah, exactly. Wide receiver-wise, I don't think I would touch any of the receivers.
Not in a league. Like again, if you want to take a reach on a cheap guy in daily fantasy, Kenny Britt would be one I might reach on. Tavon Austin this week, but you can't trust any of those guys in the season.
And they're going to be hit or miss, right? Like they are every week. So nothing will change from a wide receiver corps for St. Louis in my mind.
On the Pitt side, you've got Le'Veon Bell back this week.
Yeah.
You've got the stud Antonio Brown. Big Ben is one of the best top 3 quarterback right now in fantasy.
Yeah.
And with the over-under 48 and what St. Louis's defense looked like garbage last week, this could be a field day for your Pittsburgh Steelers. So, those are the only 3 guys, though, to start. I mean, Heath Miller actually has gotten the most targets for any tight end this year, so Heath could be a good start, too. Besides that, the rest of the receiving corps, Davis, Hayward Bay, maybe if you need a flyer flex, but
you know what? If you have a better option for Heath Miller, I might even sit him this week because with Le'Veon Bell back, he's not going to see that as much action as he did in the first 2 weeks. But I don't know who's deep at tight end. I usually pick one.
If you're streaming tight ends, it's not a bad.
But I don't think he's going to do as good as he did the first 2 weeks. But that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, that should be a nice high-scoring affair and some good fantasy points there. So then we got San Diego at Minnesota. This week. It's a little lower total, 44. So that's a tough one. San Diego, again, coming East Coast. They didn't have a good job coming east to west last week was at 1 o'clock. But
damn Keenan Allen. No.
I think Keenan steps up this week. And honestly, I think Gordon, Melvin Gordon, steps up. I think Woodhead
he'll have a big game.
Yeah, I think PPR-wise, Woodhead's still obviously a good flex play. I mean, the guy gets targets out of the backfield, but Gordon's been showing a little more every week, and I think they're going to trust him more and more. So.
Yeah, and I don't know if their tight end Green is playing. I think he got a concussion.
Double concussion, Ladarius. Yeah, I would stray away from Ladarius.
So I would definitely sit him. On Minnesota's side, you got to start AP, obviously. He'll have a big game, I think. He was close to a few touchdowns before he fumbled last week. But, who you like? You like Johnson? You like Teddy Bridgewater?
I can't trust Charles Johnson. Yeah, I want to. I love the guy in the preseason. I hyped him up. Drafted him a bunch of leagues. Until that offense opens up a bit, honestly, it's they want to feed the rock to AP, like you said. Kyle Rudolph is a good start. He's been pretty productive as a tight end. As far as the wide receiver corps, I don't trust them yet, Wallace or Johnson. So I'd sit them both.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that. You just can't trust them at this point. I would start a Teddy Bridgewater. San Diego's front is pretty good, but if you need a quarterback, he might be a decent play.
Yeah, 2 quarterback league. I think he has a better game this week.
Yeah.
All right, off to Houston we go. Tampa Bay at Houston in an ugly, probably low-scoring affair.
Yes.
Go ahead. Is there anybody on Houston that you would actually start this week, besides DeAndre Hopkins? Obviously, if he plays.
Yeah, I would start DeAndre Hopkins. Foster's still out, they said. I've been waiting for him to come back.
Yeah, Polk is starting this week. So
yeah, would you start Polk?
In a daily fantasy, like I said, if I want to take someone that's not highly owned, cheap playing daily, but not in the seasonal.
Yeah, I'm not touching them. I'm not touching that team. On the offensive side, defensively, start the defense.
Yeah, it's a good matchup this week defensively. I think Doug Martin has a decent game again, all depending on game flow. When they're behind, Doug Martin disappears.
I do like Doug Martin.
I
think you still have to play like a Mike Evans.
You got it. He was out there as a decoy last week, and I know he gave a lot of people goose eggs. He was excited to come back, but I think this is the week he actually truly comes back. So Mike Evans is a guy you got to get in your lineup. The guy's a stud.
You got to play him. He's a big play possibility. He can put you big points. I agree. What about Vince Jackson? He had a decent game last week.
His first touchdown in like 6 months.
Maybe this is a trend. I don't know. I guess it depends how deep you are a wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to trust that game is going to be a low-scoring affair. So I'm trying to avoid putting people in there. But, yeah, I mean, if you need a flyer.
Is your boy Jabari Jenkins playing? Who? Jenkins, a tight end.
No, Austin Seferius. No, he's I'm like Javaris. Who the hell's that? Oh, no, Jenkins is out for 4 to 6 weeks, so he's out. He'll be on the sideline for a while. So yeah.
All right, Jets Philly.
Here's one where Philly. I have no idea. The Jets, honestly.
I don't think anyone has an idea about Philly. It's just been a disaster.
It's been a disaster. DeMarco Murray is going to play. Is he not going to play? I wouldn't play him anyway. I wouldn't start Ryan Matthews. That Jets defensive front is too good.
Yeah, I think the only running back I would start is Sproles in a PPR form.
Maybe. I think he will get the ball. But, I mean, honestly, the only person on Philly I'd start is Jordan Matthews this week.
Yeah, I don't trust Bradford. I don't trust anyone, really.
Nope.
Jets-wise, I would start like a Brandon Marshall for sure.
Marshall and Fitzpatrick if you're flying a QB.
I like Ivory.
Romo owners. Ivory, if he plays. If he doesn't play, Bilal Powell is a great plug and play
for sure
this week. That's one there. Let's head over to Carolina. New Orleans going into Carolina. It's another mess.
Yeah, what a mess. I would say actually start the Jets defense.
Oh, God, yeah. Jets defense, great start this week. Great start.
Put up 30 points for it. Yeah, but I'm looking at it because I have Carolina's defense. I would start Carolina's defense, too, this week over the Saints. Drew Brees is out.
Yep.
That's a nightmare. I mean, the only one on who are you going to start in New Orleans? Ingram. I like Ingram.
Ingram's going to get the rock a lot, but they're going to put 8 in the box now with no Drew Brees. I actually have Ingram in leagues, and he's on my bench. I traded Cooks in the league myself, too. Cooks is dealing with injury, and he's not getting the ball much. And now, like I said, I don't trust any Saints without Brees at the helm this week. I can avoid him if you want, but Ingram's probably your best play just because he's going to get the ball a lot. But this is not pretty for the New Orleans Saints. They're not the old Saints right now.
I do like Cam Newton this week. I'm going to start Cam. I think he'll have a big game. Olsen, you have to start every week because he's a top 5 tight end.
For now,
right? Receiver-wise, I mean, who you got?
You can't. Well,
running back-wise, who are you going to start?
People are taking Ginn in daily fantasy because he's not highly owned as a low-rent player. But, Funchess, I'm waiting for him to step up. There's no one there. I like Cam, to your point, and Jonathan Stewart, I guess, is startable.
He's playable. So. Yeah, exactly. All right, now New England, Jacksonville.
This
good and bad, right? Here's the good and bad.
It is because it's supposed to be a blowout. It's supposed to be a high-scored affair on mostly New England side and a blowout. But look what Buffalo did coming back from behind last week. Tyrod Taylor had a big week, and Watkins did too. So I wouldn't start Bortles, unless you're looking for cheap in daily fantasy. But I think Allen Robinson is a great start this week because they're going to be behind and airing the ball out. Yeldon, I do like as well. I mean, the guy gets the ball 25 carries a game. He's one of those few backs that are getting over 20 carries a game. Yeah. And New England's run defense hasn't been great.
But I do like Yeldon as well. And another guy I might start is Hearns because they're going to be from behind.
Yep, they'll be throwing the ball off.
So, I mean, that's a flyer guy, right? He's going to be total hit or miss.
Flex flyer.
On New England, your top. You got to start Brady, Gronk, and Edelman. What about like Lewis, or what do you do with that?
Are
they going to start Blunt this week? Are they going to start Lewis this week? You know how the Patriots kill everyone.
The game screams Blunt, but I don't know.
That's when Belichick goes to Lewis, right?
Deion Lewis has fumbled twice and he's gotten back in the game. So Belichick for some reason likes this guy. He's great in PPR. Lewis, and then what about Dobson? What do you think?
I don't know. He's total hit or miss. He hasn't done anything in 2 years.
Last week he had a great week last week, and is he the new Brandon LaFell? But I think it's too early to.
I think I give him another week for sure.
And I just don't see them passing that much.
Unless you're desperate. I mean, he's going to be a total hit or miss. Either he's going to get you 20 points or 2 points. I think so. Yep. It's take the risk at your own risk. What do we got? Baltimore, Cincy. Great matchup, divisional game.
Yeah.
Who do you like? What are you thinking?
Honestly, the Red Rocket, your boy.
I gotta start him. Romo went down.
I know. I picked him up in leagues where I had Romo as well. The knock on him is when he plays tough defenses, he kind of falters. But Baltimore's defense is Jekyll and Hyde the first 2 weeks, amazing, and then
Suggs
shitty.
got hurt. You know what I'm saying? I like Gio this week.
I think AJ Green, Gio Hill.
Yeah.
He'll be back in. Don't worry about the fumbles.
What about Marvin Jones?
Don't trust him yet. I mean, the guy obviously 2 years ago had a lot of touchdowns, but
and Eifert, their tight end.
Oh, he's definitely Eifert and AJ Green definitely starts, and I would start both running backs.
I would start both running backs too. I think Hill bounces back this week too.
What about
Baltimore? I mean, I got Forsett. He's sort of been a bust.
Man,
I'm hoping he does something. It's tough. It's a tough defense in Cincy. I gotta start him because I have very little options receiver-wise. I always start Steve Smith now. He's their number one guy. You got to start that guy every week. There's no one else to throw to.
Perriman's on his way back, but it's going to be a while before he gets involved.
Exactly. You got to start Steve Smith. Who else do they got? I mean,
actually, Crockett Gilmore. Yeah, tight end. He's starting to climb up the ranks, and he's not a bad if you're streaming tight ends.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a bad matchup for him this week as well.
All right, my boys, Cleveland going to Oakland. Probably the ugliest matchup of the week.
To Cleveland.
Oh yeah, Oakland's coming to Cleveland.
So West Coast team again. That West Coast team cover 1 o'clock East Coast game. I always like. I like Cleveland's defense this week. I know Carr.
Go Cleveland. I mean, they played good last week, but they played Tennessee.
Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, go ahead. You talk about your Browns.
So the Browns, the only one I would say is a must start is Crowell personally. You know, he's gonna run all over him, I think. I know everyone's hype on Benjamin, but I think he's total hit or miss. He's got 6 passes for 4 touchdowns, right? So I wouldn't start him personally.
Yeah. And no Manziel.
McCown's back, so
yeah,
he's gonna throw the ball. He's no Manziel. He's not trying to run. He's more of a game manager than anything. So the only one I like is Crowell. Duke. I don't know.
See, here's where
they're going to split carries, right? So Petty's going to play the guy who runs the ball better.
See, I think it's more of Duke's going to get some catches this week. I think they're going to involve him
in the passing a bit.
And I think there's a sneaky in daily fantasy pick in Hawkins because with Manziel out, the passing game is going to be shorter, and Hawkins is targeted the most on that team right now. So I agree on the Travis Benjamin. I think he's fucking hot garbage. You pick him up on waivers. I think you're an idiot.
Yeah.
He's Kevin Ogletree from 3 years ago.
Exactly.
But I think Hawkins is a sneaky daily fantasy play, actually.
In Oakland, I mean, you got to start Amari Cooper, right? Even though Hayden's going to be on him.
Doesn't matter. He's becoming a must-start.
Carr, I love Carr, too. I mean,
I'm worried this week because I think Cleveland plays a good defense, but I think Carr, again, for your Romo owners, he's one of the guys you might have out there you might be starting this week.
What about their
I actually like Latavius Murray this week.
Yeah.
He could run against the Browns a bit. I would start Latavius Murray this week.
Yeah, I mean they got a good front seven, the Browns, but if you need to, maybe in a flex spot I'd start him. But
yeah, depending where you're at running back, but I'm assuming that you drafted him 2nd, 3rd round, so you probably
might have some wiggle room. Yeah, exactly.
You probably start.
Indianapolis versus Tennessee. I think Indianapolis destroys them this week.
I couldn't agree more.
By 40 points. But so you got to I've been starting Andre Johnson. He's the only one that I might sit because he's old, and they got Moncrief and T.Y. Hilton, and those guys are stepping up. Running back wise, I think you got to start Frank Gore. No.
Yeah, I think you trust him one more game. Like to your point, I think they really bounce back this game. I think Andrew Luck has a monster game. I mean, I heard people calling up on the phone saying, "Should I start Andy Dalton or Andrew Luck?"
Yeah.
That's a little on the radio, right? And they were getting.
In Luck's defense, they played the Bills and the Jets defense. Right?
The two best
defense in the NFL.
He's a stud quarterback. He should have done better, but. Yeah, I think this is like your point. I think it's their bounce back week. I think they slam the Titans.
Yeah, this is the game.
I love Moncrief and Ty, and I think Fleener with Dwayne Allen out is another streaming tight end you could look at.
And Tennessee wise, you're playing anyone?
Your boy McCluster.
I love McCluster. He had a big game last week.
Well, because they'll be playing from behind again, so I don't like Sankey. In this game.
I don't like Sankey.
Do they have wide receivers? I mean, they have Kendall Wright. Yeah, I'm teasing.
But
I mean, Kendall Wright is possibly, because they'll be playing from behind.
Is Delaney Walker playing? I know he hurt his hand.
Delaney's back.
So he might be a good play.
They'll be playing from behind. So Delaney and Wright. And honestly, if you really need a PPR flyer, again, for daily fantasy cheap play, McCluster is a guy that I think will be involved again because they're going to play from behind.
I'm benching him, but you know.
I wouldn't. Yeah, in leagues it's a tough start. I mean, unless you're desperate. But daily fantasy is a good value. So
yeah, I gotcha. Okay, this one's a good one. Atlanta, Dallas.
Should be interesting.
At Dallas, you know, do you trust any of the Cowboys now or what?
No, I mean, here's what
Terrence Williams. I think you got to play him, right?
You got to. He's the #1 receiver, and you got to figure they're going to want to be ball control, but you can't. Those running back situations is a mess.
It's a three-headed monster over there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if any of them, it'd be Dunbar because Whedon's not going to throw deep. He's going to dink and dunk. So, I mean,
I like Dunbar the best.
Witten is coming out there and playing, but he's going to be hurting. I don't know if
so do you play Escobar?
I don't know because now Witten's playing. So
if Witten, that's true.
It's a tough. Witten was out. I think Escobar actually would have been a good start. I don't know, man. Dunbar, Williams. I'm fading the Cowboys a bit this week. On the Atlanta side, on the other hand.
But I think we just got to see what Dallas does this week because Romo just got hurt, Dez is out, so it's going to be a wait and see this week.
Yeah, who knows? Are they going to be just ball control run offense now, and maybe the running backs get value, or are they going to dink and dunk? We don't know. So I'm fading them this week. I'm not really starting too many Cowboys.
Yeah, Atlanta-wise, you got to start my boy Julio putting up monster points for me every week.
Stud.
Thank God I picked him over Dez, right? Thank God Dez is gone. I got lucky there.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, you got to start, I think, this week, obviously. I would even start like Roddy White, He
bounces back this week.
He bounces back this week.
The big Hankerson pickup last week scared everybody. Yeah. I think Roddy gets the ball this week.
Roddy's more established. Yeah, exactly. Running back.
No Coleman. So you got Devontae Freeman, who I think is a good start now.
You think Smith takes some carries from him?
Nah. I mean, he might be like a third down. He might be like a Vereen type back, but no, I think this is going to be Freeman's going to get a good chance this week.
So he's a must start.
He's a good start this week as well.
Sure.
In that game.
And I would probably have also started Atlanta's defense. I know they were horrible, but they've been good this year. And Dallas is going to be a mess on offense. So that's a defense. If you need someone, grab someone off of waivers.
Yeah, the over-under that's 44. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game because I think, like I said, Dallas is going to try to keep the ball just out of Atlanta's hands. So, it should keep the score down. So you should be good there. All right, off to San Fran, traveling to Arizona. Thoughts?
Obviously, you got to start Carson Palmer. Fitz is having a monster game.
Quarterback.
You got to start Brown, I think. Running back-wise, I'm starting David Johnson. He's going to catch the ball. I know Chris Johnson's there, but David Johnson, I think, is going to take reps from Chris Johnson because Chris Johnson knows, he's not what he used to be.
I just worry because they gave Johnson the ball so much last week. I'm hoping that, he gets the ball more. I mean, the guy's electric, and if he gets enough touches, he'll be good. And I think Larry Fitzgerald's a start too this week too.
San Francisco-wise, who do you like? I don't really.
Arizona's got a great defense. I like their defense. You got to start Hyde. I mean, the guy was amazing in week 1. He faded in week 2. I know he's got some injury issues this week, but he's playing. I feel like you got to start this week. I hate Torrey Smith.
Yeah, he's always hit or miss, so I don't like him. I don't draft him. I stay away from him.
No. I don't like Kaepernick.
Anquan Boldin, I do like. He's a solid. He's going to get you 10 points. He's consistent, right? But I don't know anyone else on that team that I'd really play.
Yeah, maybe Vernon Davis again. Tight ends.
Yeah, but they're playing like 3 tight ends now. You know what I'm saying? So they have a weird offensive scheme going on. So
and here's blowout central. Seattle at home, pissed off, 2-0. Cam's back. 0-2. Cam's back.
No Cutler.
And Chicago comes to town.
Yeah, without Cutler. So this is going to be a disaster. Are you starting anyone? The only one I might start is
Chicago.
Forte. You got to start him, I think.
It's all, again, depending on what you have at running back.
Yeah, if you could sit him because he's that deep, I would sit him.
Shitty matchup right there.
They don't have any wide receivers I would put in. Maybe their tight end, Bennett.
Only because they're going to check down all day.
Exactly. Yeah. He's the only one I would actually start is Bennett. Seattle-wise,
Well, here's the deal.
Lynch is what?
I know Lynch is questionable this week. He is an absolute. This is a game that just screams Marshawn Lynch going off. But you know, if he's out for some reason, get Rawls and Fred Jackson in your lineup. I think they're going to run the ball control. I think Jimmy Graham bitched and moaned. Anytime a big guy that bitches and moans like that, he will get the ball this week. So Jimmy Graham, I think, is a good start this week.
You starting any wide receivers on Seattle?
Only in daily fantasy. I'm actually starting Curse.
Oh yeah.
And Daly's a good value, and you know, I think they'll throw a little bit in the beginning. Chicago's defense stinks. So. Oh, and Seattle's defense is going to be a great start this week as well. I'd pay up for him on daily too.
Miami Buffalo. This is going to be a low-scoring defensive battle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would probably start both defenses if you have them, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, but I got Miami and Carolina, so I'm starting Carolina over Miami. But that's the only reason, right?
Yeah,
because that's a must start. Running backs in Miami. I mean, Miller's a little banged up. The Buffalo defense is legit. I know I have to start Miller because I have no other options. But what do you think?
Yeah, no, I don't like the Miami running backs this week at all.
Do you like Buffalo's running backs?
No, honestly, I like in this game. I like Tyrod Taylor, Sammy Watkins on the Buffalo side, and got to start Jarvis Landry every week. And Rashard Matthews might be a sneaky flex play just because I think they're gonna have to try to throw the ball to move the ball.
Yeah, this is a messy game to go with.
Yeah, exactly. Low scoring game.
I mean, McFadden.
Don't expect any huge games from anybody.
McCoy. He's a guy you probably want to start because he's McCoy for the name, really, but. I don't see huge things from him, but I could be wrong. I mean, McCoy's one of those guys that will break out 50-yard run and make your day, right?
Yeah,
so that's what I could see happening.
A quiet, low-scoring defensive battle, so don't get your hopes up really for anybody for monster fantasy games there.
No, Denver and Detroit. Which
are you going to
start your boy Abdullah?
Not against Denver's defense. Absolutely not. I don't like that three-headed monster backfield in Detroit against Denver's defense.
What about Riddick? I like Riddick. They'll dump because he's a dump.
Playing from behind. Yeah, I don't know.
They're going to dump the ball.
I mean, he'll probably play more just because of that. Because I think they'll play from behind, and Denver's defense is good. I mean, you got to start Calvin Johnson.
You got to start Calvin Johnson.
And
what about
Ebron is not
Tate?
A bad start either.
Golden Tate.
Tate's got a tough matchup this week.
He does. How do you sit Tate? I mean, he's solid. He's consistent.
Depends what else you got.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
To be honest with you, Tate is that borderline iffy, depending on what your wide receiver depth is like.
All right, we started off with Detroit running backs. What about Denver's nightmare of running backs? Where do you start?
Well,
where do you go?
Monty Ball. I mean, C.J. Anderson's last chance to prove that he is not Monty Ball of this year. He's got a good matchup this week. If he can't do it this week,
trade him.
Run to find Ronnie Hillman if he's still available because there'll be a changer back there.
Yeah, but you got to trade him.
I think you have to start C.J. Anderson this week. I think you drafted him in the first round, most likely,
or the second, and
you gotta start him one more week. And the Detroit defense is not as good as it used to be, and they're beatable.
Yeah, and wide receivers, obviously, Emmanuel Sanders, Thomas. You got to start those guys.
Easy starts,
I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. Tight end in Denver.
No, it's been Demaryius and Sanders show there in Denver. So
exactly,
those guys.
And Peyton Manning, obviously, you got to start him. Last and final game, Green Bay at Kansas City. Great matchup.
And it's the highest over/under of the the week, which actually shocked me because I like Kansas City's defense.
I got to play Kansas City's defense, so it's a tough start. But I'm not going to drop a player to pick up a defense, and I'm in Kansas City for the long haul. So I'm riding it out.
Yeah,
right?
So
you got to think of that stuff too.
But I actually found out it was the highest over/under of the week with Devontae Adams kind of. Not totally healthy. I mean, Cobb's back and healthy, but Lacey's limping around. Will Stark start? I mean, that's one. If you have Lacey,
you got to look at those.
And you don't have Starks, you got a problem because you got to look at today's practice report. And if he didn't practice, you probably not starting him unless you can put him in a flex and pick up like a Rodgers, the tight end on the Packers, and flip him in if Lacey doesn't go. If Starks is not available,
you got to get crafty there for sure.
Yeah,
because I don't know if he's going to go. Obviously, you're starting Cobb, you're starting Adams, you're starting. I don't know. I do like Rodgers too as a tight end to start. Maybe he's been okay. Kansas City wise, obviously you got to start Jamal Charles, right? I think he's their whole offense still. Wide receiver wise,
I think Maclin bounces back this week. I think he's at.
You think he's going to get a touchdown? You think?
I think they're going to break the streak.
It's going to finally break the streak.
First of all, look at the over/under. So you got Vegas is saying that there's going to be some point score in this game, and I think honestly, Macklin's been getting targeted. It's just he hasn't had that touchdown. I think this is his week.
And Kelsey obviously has to start. He's the most start every week.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that's it for us, I guess.
That's it.
I hope this
game by game, baby.
I hope this is more helpful than just guys we like. We sort of went through everyone who we liked. If we didn't say them, we probably don't like them. That's why we didn't mention them. But we did mention some guys we didn't like. But
it's fancy. We're just trying to help you be 50-50 better than you were if you knew nothing else. So
exactly,
that's what it is. All the experts are wrong too. So
and we're just as accurate as they are. Anyway,
so. I've been playing this game for 25 years. So
exactly. So that's it for us. Like our page, share us, tell your friends about us. We download the app; it's free. Yep. We're putting some final touches on it, but the new site did launch, so check it out. Thanks, everyone.
MCCannons.com, baby. See ya. Enjoy your Sunday.